All right. Good evening, everyone. It is Friday night at 7 p.m., and that can only mean one thing. It is time for this week's live stream. Hope everyone has had a great week. Mine went pretty okay. Wish it could have been a little faster, but not much we can do about that. So, we've got some new stuff we're going to look at this week while we talk. As you can see, I have a ship here in front of me, of course. I mean, what else would I have? We have the Iowa class battleships as they appear in the game World of Warships. And we're going to get rolling looking at that. It's not a particular ship in the Iowa class, it's just a general Iowa class ship. That I can remember, there are no actually the actual Iowa ships in the game. Like I said, it's basically a generic one, much like the North Carolina class. In the Iowa class, you had the USS Wisconsin, the USS New Jersey. Of course, you know I'm the most famous one of all, the Mighty Mo, USS Missouri, which is joining us this week behind me. And I feel embarrassed to say I forget what the name of the fourth ship was. It'll come to me. Did you ever look behind us over there by the Statue of Liberty? That almost looks like the Queen Mary sailing into port. How cool would that be if that's actually what that is? And I actually got this, I think 2 days ago. I've been real big into playing this game, so I can get footage for us to look at while we chat. For those who may not be familiar with the format that I use, I'm not actually playing any games. I'm just giving us some actual ships to look at, since that's usually the focus of what the live streams are about, while we talk about different things. What's up, Nathan? Derp, 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 derp. How has your week been, my friend? Hopefully, it has gone well. And also, for those of you who are subscribed to the channel, you may have seen this morning we had a new video, our weekly video, pop up on the feed. And that was part 2 of building the USS North Carolina. She is complete. And she is making her debut on the live stream today. And there she is. This might be the nicest job I've done on just about any ship. The only one that can compare, in my view, is the Queen Mary. And there's little stands falling out right there, but that's okay. It's my first time airbrushing a kit, and my first time doing camouflage on a kit. And the pattern is different on both sides, because I just thought it'd be cool to have it more random like that. But yeah, there she is, BB-55 in all her glory. Real excited to have that model done, and I do have some other models that are on the way. Nathan can't read today. Going good, just doing school as usual. Well, that's cool. Hope that's going well for you, of course. I imagine it is. Are you going to be watching your Florida Gators this weekend? I don't think I'm going to be able to catch all of the LSU game, because I am actually going to the hobby shop tomorrow to pick up some supplies for the ships that I'm going to be working on. And actually, I'm going to show you guys that's here on the live stream. Give me a second. So this is one that I just got recently. Here we go. The USS New Orleans. And it is a cruiser from early 40s, as you saw, 1942. And watch how small the hull on this ship is going to be. This is mind blowing to me how small it is. So it's a 1 to 700 model, and there it is. Just to give you some more idea of how small it is, and look compared to, say, the North Carolina or the Missouri. It's half the size of the Missouri. So and look at Titanic here, half the size of Titanic. So that's going to be. This is going to be the most challenging build I have done yet, without a doubt, because it is so small. But I feel like I am up to the challenge. Let's see. Matt has made it. Let's see. Nathan says, I have 3 fields in IT security picked from: IT security, healthcare, infrastructure, and risk management. Wow. I don't know which one of those I would pick from. Maybe security. I think if I were to pick one of those, maybe that would be the one I'd go through. What's up, Matt? Glad you made it. How has your week been? How goes the job hunt? Any luck? You took a nap. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you can join us this week. So, Matt, we're looking at the Iowa class here. That's what we're starting off with tonight. Some World of Warships footage. So you can finally see this thing in action. And I don't think I did too well on the first few tries, but hey, it's all good. Well, they're all security, just different fields. Okay. I know, Matt, you're going to be doing some traveling in a couple of weeks. You told me that you're going to North Carolina. I imagine you're going to visit the fam. And again, speaking of the North Carolina, she is here. She is making her debut on the live stream in all her glory. So yeah, I've actually been to North Carolina twice. I was in North Carolina for the first time in June of last year, and that's when I toured the USS North Carolina, and I was there this year in February. And that trip was to go see the Titanic Museum in Pigeon Forge, which, if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend it. Yeah, wait, and travels? Yes. Yes, we talk travels too on this channel. Imagine that. um, but yeah, I was in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee in February. Went to the Titanic Museum. A lot of firsts in that trip for me. Aside from the museum, went and watched I think it was called Pirate's Voyage, which was a dinner show. So a little history behind that too. You go into almost like a small little, and I say very small, almost like a arena looking setup. You've got this giant stage. It's got 2 ends of a pirate ship on each side. And in the middle, you've got water and a plank, and they serve you dinner while you watch this dinner show. Absolutely amazing. Loved the experience of it. The food was, the food left a little to be desired, but the experience of watching the show itself was fantastic. He needs to pick up my speakers. Oh, is he the one, or you're the one that he is buying some speakers from? I know he's been talking about doing a photo shoot with speakers forever now. But what else did we do? We did that. We were going to go to this Space Needle thing in Gatlinburg, but traffic ended up being too bad, and we had to be back in Pigeon Forge by a certain time. That way we could make our dinner show. And unfortunately, because of the traffic, we just did not have enough time to go and do the Space Needle and make it back to Pigeon Forge in time, so we had to skip that. Um, Also ate at a Paula Deen restaurant for the first time. The food was absolutely amazing there. I would highly recommend that if you're in Pigeon Forge. There's also one in Alabama too. There's like 4 or 5 locations in the country. I forget where they're all at, but I've eaten at those two. And I saw waterfalls for the first time in North Carolina because we actually stayed in North Carolina. I drove through the Smokies for the first and probably only time. It was exciting and a bit terrifying at the same time. You know, when you live in the South and the land is all flat and you end up like in roads that are narrow, 5,000 feet in elevation, and you're looking over the side and whew, straight down. No, I'm good. Once was enough. If I ever go back, I'll let somebody a little bit more experienced than me that lives there drive through that. But seeing it was absolutely amazing. Looking at the Iowa here, wrecking some shop. Nice hit. But yeah, we actually stayed at the Harris Casino in Cherokee, North Carolina, and I saw waterfalls, real waterfalls in North Carolina for the first time. So I've had some pretty awesome experiences in North Carolina. Been to the mountains of Tennessee before. That was a cool trip. Yeah, and the Smokies is where we had to drive through the Smoky Mountains. You got Cherokee, North Carolina, and north of that is where you got Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, and you got the Smokies right through there, and you've got this winding road that goes through the mountains, and that's how you get from one to the other. Matt says, I will take driving in the hills and mountains over the city any day. Um, I'm 50-50 on that because, well, for one, I drive in New Orleans all the time, which isn't too big a deal. But if you've ever driven through a major city, and I have, uh, it's that can get interesting. I mean, I've driven through Houston, New Orleans, Atlanta, San Antonio, San Diego. Houston and San Diego, obviously being the biggest of those two. I've driven through Tucson, which wasn't too bad. Just depends, really. Um, Houston is extremely interesting. I've driven through Dallas as well. It just depends, really. Um, I find there interstate driving, I'd much rather be on open road on the interstate and not have anyone around me. Nathan says Orlando isn't fun. I am going to make it to Orlando at some point for sure because there is a Titanic artifact museum in Orlando. And excuse me 1 second, be right back. Uh, I hate yawning on camera. But yeah, so there's a Titanic artifact museum in Orlando, and uh, for those who may not know, there were actually 2 pieces of the Titanic's hull that were recovered. There's one in Vegas and one that was recovered, I want to say in '98, and they call it the big piece. And that actual piece of the Titanic's hull is on display in this museum in Orlando. And Nathan says, I almost refuse to go into Jacksonville. I've never driven through Jacksonville either. The furthest I've been into Florida is Panama City Beach, Panama City area. The furthest, but we went on vacations there when I was a kid. As far as me driving in Florida, the furthest I've ever driven into Florida is Pensacola Beach. If I had to drive through it, but their highway system is so screwed up. Yeah, actually, New Orleans isn't that bad. It really doesn't take all that long to get through New Orleans. I've driven through downtown Atlanta too on I-10. Um, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but the traffic there is pretty bad too. They could probably add a few more lanes to the freeway. Well, and it actually was not I-10. I-10 does not run through Atlanta. I forget, it was whatever freeway in the interstate system runs through downtown Atlanta. That's what I drove on. Maybe 65. I really don't remember. But yeah, going back to that museum, I have to make it to Orlando at some point so I can see that museum. Everybody else wants to go to Universal and Disney and all that stuff. You can have it. Give me the Titanic Museum. So I need to see that one, and I need to see the one that's in Vegas as well. There's a museum in Branson, Missouri. It's exactly like the one that is in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. So, if I guess if you live closer to Branson, it would be more convenient for you to go to that one. But just know either way, no matter which one you're going to, you're getting the exact same experience. Forget Gainesville on game day. Yeah, well, I can tell you Baton Rouge is the exact same way. Especially when it's like if Florida's coming to town, if Alabama's coming to town, forget it. Just unless you're going to the game, just stay out of Baton Rouge. Yeah, she's not. Looks like our Iowa isn't doing too great right now, but she'll be all right. She's in Iowa. She can handle it. She's tough as nails. The first time I drove through the interstate on San Diego was at night uh, during rush hour. That was interesting. Now, driving through it in the morning when we left to come back to Louisiana, that wasn't so bad. I've gotten stuck in game day traffic a few times, and it's worse than 5 o'clock traffic. And 5 o'clock traffic is bad here, too. I absolutely believe it. Beans joining us through Discord says, "Gee, the week I'm busy is the week you bring out the exploding warships." That's why you gotta watch the live streams, man. You never know when I'm gonna break out the big guns here, and especially this week because it's a big week for the warships because we've got the Iowa appearing through warships for the first time. We've got the North Carolina model here making its debut for the first time, and we've got North Carolina footage from warships coming up as well. Matt says, so did you max out the ship yet? I have not. I've only had it for a couple of days. I've only played like 3 or 4 rounds with it. Still getting the feel for it because it plays quite different from the North Carolina, which is the one I've played the most. So I got to spec it out and add some mods to it and make it better. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you guys can see my shirt, but we're repping the Mighty A this week, USS Alabama. Oh, and Nathan, got my LSU jammies. Go Tigers. I don't know when LSU plays Florida this year, but that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting good at playing this ship here. Yeah, Bean, I don't. Yeah, I've been showing a lot more of the warships footage just so we can have something different. Because instead of looking only at Titanic every single week, although there is Titanic footage that's going to be coming up, we're going to close out this week with Titanic footage. We're starting with the Iowa class here, which will be followed by the North Carolina class. Streaming in pajamas, that's life, dude. You know it. I mean, what better way to do it, right? Dude, I am home. It is Friday evening. I've got the weekend ahead of me. I am content here. And actually, I wear jammies every week. When I'm doing the stream, I wear jammies every week. Bro, the average salary range for its security is in the $100,000 a year range. No joke. Well, it sounds like you're definitely going into the right field. 100K. Wow. And oh, speaking of the battleships, I guess now's a good time to discuss this as well. We're talking about traveling. We're talking about history. We're talking about ships, and that's really all what this channel is about. Um, your internet cut out. You're back. That's cool. No worries, man. All good. Um, I'm going to be, or well, I don't know 100% yet, but I'm about 90% certain that either next month or in November, I'm going to take a road trip to Galveston and spend a few days out there. Um, the reason for that being the USS Texas, which is the last dreadnought battleship in existence, is in Galveston right now in dry dock, being undergoing repairs, refitting, so it could be used again as a museum ship because that's what it is. And you can book a tour to go and visit the ship while it's in dry dock before it even becomes a museum ship again. So I am. I just don't see how I can pass that up. I think that would be something amazing for me to see. So that's what I'm going to do, or at least that's what I'm probably going to do. Let me put it that way. Like I said, I don't know 100% for sure yet, but I'm probably 90% certain I'm going to do it. And I'll make a video about it, but I can't. I already read the rules. I can't actually record a video while I'm doing the tour. I can take photos though. So if I do a video, it'll basically be video of before and after the tour, and like slideshow of pictures of during the tour. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of doing, and just spending a few days out there because while I've been to Texas a lot, I've never been to Galveston before, and I think that would be a cool place to check out. There's a lot of history in Galveston. See, Nathan says, but it's actually more like 70 to 100K when you look at it realistically, I think. Yeah, but even at 70K, that's a great starting salary, man. The 100K or more can be possible. Yeah, well, maybe you start out at like 70K or 80, whatever, and work your way up to it. I mean, either in any case, 70K is a great salary to start off with. Sorry, I'm just kind of getting caught up in looking at the Iowa here for a minute. Starting is like 40,000, I think. Okay, well, still in all, 40,000 is pretty good. even as a starting salary. You know how many people wish they could start off with a salary like that? Maybe around 60,000. You don't know exactly. I'm sure you're going to find out when the time comes. No doubt about that. Now, speaking of like school and all that, I want to share a story with you guys. Bean says traveling history ship. No Halloween. Have you met me? You. What is next month? Come on, man. You should know me better than that. Um, but anyway, I want to share a story with you guys. Two things that happened today. I got two really cool comments about different content on the channel today. So those, as you know, those who follow the channel, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. we have a quiz question of the day, and it's always ship related. Today's question was, wait, hold on. Matt says, not quite time for Halloween. Not just yet, but we are close. And I mean, come on, Halloween stuff is going to happen pretty much all of October. That's going to be the H word is still forbidden. No, it's not. The word Halloween is never forbidden. I okay, so I gotta have this rule that I put on myself. Uh, yeah, Billy, what's up, dude? USS New Orleans. Hey, right here, USS New Orleans. It's gonna get built. And so I kind of have this rule. I do not go to Spirits, the Halloween shop, until October 1st because I'm one of those people. I guess I'm a traditionalist. You don't celebrate Christmas till December. You don't think about Thanksgiving till November. You don't think about Halloween until October. Now, when October 1st hits, I go nuts. But no, the word is never forbidden. I forbid myself from going into Spirits Halloween until October 1st. Um, oh yes, the story that I wanted to tell you guys. Um, so yeah, I post a quiz question, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, and it's always a ship-related question. Well, today I asked today's quiz question was how many boats were successfully launched from the Lusitania? Now, excuse me. I'm sure no one in here probably knows that answer because I'm the only one who's really a big ship nerd. But the answer is six. But I got a comment, and I need to go back and look at the comment to see what the person said because actually I really loved the comment. And bear with me a second while I pull it up. Let's see. Apparently, it was someone who is it's a young person that's clearly still in school. And they answered the question, and the person said, I actually got it right. History class works. To which I hearted the comment, and I said, yes, it does. Keep learning. I love the fact that I was able to get someone to engage in a question like that. I think that's just the coolest thing ever. And also with the North Carolina, part two of the build came out this morning. That was this week's video, and I had a person who was genuinely excited that I put that video out, which that was amazing itself. Moral of the story: support your content creators, or let them know from time to time that you appreciate what they're doing because I don't care if it's a small timer like me, and I am just talking about me. Any content creator that you like, whether they're on YouTube, whether they're on Twitch, Yeah, Matt, it was way cool. I was so happy when I saw that I was able to, you know, get this young person to think about that, or participate in a question like that. But let them know that you appreciate what they do, and not just me, any content creator that you follow. I don't care if they're on YouTube. I don't care if they're on Twitch. And I don't care what kind of content they're doing, because you really do make someone's day when you let them know that you appreciate what they do. Like, and I don't, I do not just say do that without practicing what I preach. I do post comments like that on other channels I follow quite frequently, actually. And it could be someone that's got under 1,000 followers. It could be someone I follow that's got over 2 million followers. And chances are slim and none that they'll ever even see that, someone who's got, 1 million or more followers. But if they're having a down day and, they just randomly looking through their comments one day, maybe someday they will see it and they're like, you know what, I really appreciate that. Someone took the time to leave a comment, a nice comment. So just food for thought. Guys, my throat is dry as heck. I need to grab a quick drink. I will be right back. Watch the Iowa Wrexham shop while I do that. Actually made it halfway through the stream before I needed something to drink. That's pretty good. Usually like 20 minutes in, I need something. Uh, oh boy. So, what is everyone's plans for the weekend? Matt, what are your plans? And Nathan, what are your plans? Bean, what are your plans? Said, I know I have to go to the hobby shop tomorrow to pick up some supplies so I can actually get to work on this guy right here, the USS New Orleans. And also, I'm going to be buying another kit when I'm there. I'm finally going to make another ship that I'm actually quite fond of, and I may do that ship before I start on the New Orleans. No, Bean, that wasn't directed at you at all. No. No, I didn't check Discord and see what comments you were leaving. Some that will not be read. No, that wasn't for you at all. Nathan probably doing a lot of homework. I would encourage you to go out and do at least one activity that is fun, Nathan. But at the same time, though, man, I love that you are so committed to your schoolwork. And it's probably the best idea for you to do that instead of going out and doing random fun things. This will pay off for you much better in the long run than listening to me. So, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. I'm gonna be buying another kit, and I'm going to be buying it's a Tamiya model, and it is the Fletcher class uh, model. And what I'm going to do with that model is I'm actually going to, yeah, not the worst way to spend the Friday night. Yeah, no kidding. But anyway, I intend to assemble that model and assemble it to where I'm going to make it into the USS kit. The kit is a Fletcher class ship. They do not offer a model specifically for the kid, but again, they offer the model of a Fletcher class ship. That's what the kit is. All I have to do is buy the kit, paint it in the color scheme that the kit is in, get some custom made decals for the ship. I know someone who can do that, so that's not going to be an issue. So I'm going to have a model of the kid, and I am super excited about that. I will probably, more than likely, end up building that model and completing it before I start on the USS New Orleans. And the cool thing about that is the kit obviously still exists. So if I need any research of any kind, I've been there multiple times. I've got my own videos of where I toured the ship. So it shouldn't be too big of a deal for me to get it accurate. And the good thing about the kit is, so there are 4 Fletcher class, and see, we're going back into history here. There are 4 Fletcher class ships left in existence. The kid, of course, being one of them. But of the 4, the kid is the only one that was never updated, modified, etc. So the kid still exists as it did in World War II because it was never modernized. So it shouldn't be an issue at all of going in and getting the kit and making it look like the kid. And of course that will be on display right here with our other ships when it's ready. So yeah, we've been looking at the Iowa class a good bit here. And of course I wanted to do that because it's so new for me. But we're going to transition to some footage of the North Carolina in action at some point. And we'll close out the stream with some Titanic footage. One of our Titanic was back in our quiz questions for the week because one of the questions, let me see if I can remember how I phrased it. The question was, which Titanic survivor wrote a book about his experience on it only 9 weeks after the disaster happened? Wolf Lord. Hello. How are you, Wolf Lord? Welcome to the stream. I hope you've been enjoying it. How was your week? Hope you had a great week. So, yeah, the question was, which Titanic survivor made a book about his experiences only 9 weeks after the disaster? And that person's name was Lawrence Beasley. And he survived by escaping in lifeboat number 13. And I believe the name of the book was called The Loss of the SS Titanic. And one of the options that I also listed as a possible answer was Jack Thayer, because he was a 17-year-old survivor. And he apparently also wrote a book. I was actually not aware of that. Someone mentioned that in the comments. So that's at least 2 books that I could find and try to read concerning the Titanic itself. You into Jeeps at all? Not really, Nathan. I'm a Toyota guy. I have been for a very long time. I know Matt's a Toyota guy as well. But going back into the books for a minute, and by the way, I know I've recommended this book just about every week, but I'm going to recommend it again right here. This is an amazing book, Dead Wake, The Last Crossing of the Lusitania. I keep it on my display here because I just read this book, recently completed it, and it's kind of like a be-all, end-all of the Lusitania tragedy, and I highly recommend that book. Wolf Lord, I'm doing wonderful. Just bought a 1700 model of HMS. I'm sorry if I'm going to butcher this. Is it Agincourt? Agincourt? Um, that's amazing, man. I'm not familiar with that ship. After the stream, though, I will go and look that ship up and check it out. Is it a what kind of ship is it? Is it a battleship, a cruiser, a destroyer? I'll send you a pic of what would be my dream Jeep if I were to have one. Yeah, man, definitely. Put it in Discord if you don't mind. I'm not anti anything that's not Toyota. I'm just that's just it's what I own. It's what I got. So I've never owned a Jeep. Don't worry. Wolflore says, "Don't worry. I don't know how to say it either." Well, good. I don't feel so bad then. Let's see. Are you going to the Comic Con thing tomorrow? Probably not, Matt. If I go, it's probably going to be on Sunday because I will be going to the hobby shop tomorrow and running some other errands in the city while I'm out and about. It's a super dreadnought battleship that served in World War One. Nice. I will definitely be looking at that because my passion is ocean liners and battleships. And I don't know if you were in the stream earlier, but when I was talking about this, but I'm probably going to be going to Galveston, Texas, either next month or in November, and do a tour of the USS Texas, which is the last true battleship dreadnought in existence. And you could do a dry dock tour of that ship. So I'm more than likely going to be heading over to do that. Yes, Matt, it is a 2 day event. Although the second day, it's actually a lot shorter than day one. Um, but yeah, between having to go run those errands tomorrow, there's LSU's going to be on playing tomorrow. Um, I think I think I'll probably be stopping at my parents' house as well at some point. So my day is kind of full for tomorrow. So I don't think tomorrow is going to be likely, but Sunday is wide open. So I may end up checking it out on Sunday. Nathan, it's in the general channel. Okay, after the stream, I will definitely give that a look. Wolflord, oh wow, I love that warship. It happens to be my state battleship. That is sweet, man. So I don't know if you follow the channel or not. If you're new, if you are new, I am in Louisiana. There have been ships in the past named after Louisiana, but the one that I really wanted is actually a ship we never got. Um, so we're looking at the Iowa. Actually, we're looking at the North Carolina class here now on warships, but the Iowa class, which the Missouri is here, was one of the is the last class of battleships that United States made. We were supposed to have the next class that was supposed to be built was the Montana class, and one of them was supposed to be named USS Louisiana. And unfortunately, those battleships were never constructed, so we didn't get that ship. But man, I would have loved to have had that ship. But that's awesome, man. Oh, you've been subscribed for a while. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. If you have Discord and want to come chat with me and other people there, feel free to do so. We talk games, we talk ships, we talk history, we talk movies. We don't discuss anything serious in there. It's all just topics for fun, things that we enjoy. But yeah, if you're interested, All American Travels on Discord. Come, I'd love to chat with you. I've got a model building channel in there. You can talk with me about that. I share stuff in there that I normally do not share on the channel. Just kind of I guess basically like a perk for people that are in the Discord, have like behind the scenes information or whatever, if you want to call it that. But man, that's great. I really appreciate that you've been subscribed for a while, man. That's awesome. If so, Texas is named after your home state. I've been to Texas many times. So fun fact, I have driven I-10 from one end of Texas to the other, from Beaumont to El Paso and back, and that is a drive. Couldn't do it all in one day, of course. I've been to Dallas, I've been to San Antonio, I've been to Houston many times, been to Conroe, Beaumont, a lot, everything along the I-10 corridor and I-20 from the Louisiana border to Dallas. I've traveled all of that. Nathan, but yeah, I'm into cars and off-road stuff is some of my favorite things car related and would love to get into it someday. Is there a link to the server? Let me see how I can get you. I will post a link to the Discord. Let me do this right now. I'm going to make a community post on the channel with the link to the Discord. Just bear with me a second while I do that. Let's see. I haven't done this in a minute. Let's see. See, invite, copy link. And let me go to the channel here real quick. Let's see. Community. And Discord server. Okay, why won't it let me? I want to let me paste the link here. Okay, try this again. So it's not letting me do it. Let me figure out a way. Oh, so Nathan's already done it. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, I almost lost my train of thought here. So yeah, we're looking at the North Carolina class here right now, and I was talking about all the places I've been to in Texas. The one time I went to Dallas was to watch the Saints and the Cowboys play. And fun fact, the Cowboys Stadium is the only away stadium I've actually ever been to. And unfortunately, the Saints did not win that game, but the experience of it was still extremely fun, and I don't regret it at all. Oh, and looks like we're transitioning. We're going into some Titanic footage here. Yeah, I would love to chat model building with you, Wolf. It's something I've only been into, I got into earlier this year, probably, I think January, February, March in that area was when I first started doing it, and it has ballooned into quite a few. I mean, I've got the three that you see here. I've got four other ships that I've made already. I've got the Queen Mary, the USS Arizona. I've got the Mauritania and the SS United States. Because again, ocean liners, battleships. It's so weird. They're so yin and yang, right? I don't know why it's those two particular things that fascinate me, but they do. iPhone 15 Pro Max. Nathan, I don't think I'm going to get the Pro. Like I said, whichever one is right around the $1,000 range, that's probably the one that I'm going to go with. I forget exactly which one that is. It's going to be time to get some different Titanic footage soon. Wolf says, "Wait, where's the link?" Nathan, would you mind helping him with that again, or Matt? Either one of you, that would be great. Matt says, "For as little patience as you have for things, I'm still shocked you took up this hobby." You're not the only one, okay? So, for those who may not know, Matt knows me in real life, and he's known me for a few years now. And actually, I don't think it did, Nathan. Let me try posting it. Okay, here we go. YouTube might have censored it, Nathan. I completely forgot about that. It's not something that I would have blocked you from. YouTube might have did it automatically. No, no, not your fault at all. I didn't even. I should have thought about that, and I didn't think about it. I was trying to. I forgot. Shows you what a bit of a noob I am, right? So I thought I could only post it in like the community comments. I forgot I could just post it in chat. Duh. And it's there. It is. Wolflord has just joined the server. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you with us. You know, the dry dock that Titanic was built in is still actually there in Belfast. One of the things that I would very much have to see if I were ever to make it out there, and that is a bucket list thing to to go to Belfast and see the big Titanic museum there. The SS Nomadic is there. It is the only White Star ship that is left in existence, and it was a tender boat for the Olympic class ships. Well, mostly Olympic because it only helped Titanic once. And the oh yes, Nathan, you are the only IT student in here. I remember one of my majors in college was history. Unfortunately, though, I am a horrible, horrible math student, and because of that, I was not able to finish college. I probably do need to post the Discord link in the community chat on the channel at some point again, though. Be right back. No worries. Take your time. Do what you got to do. See, Wolf Lord, have you seen the 1 to 350 USS Texas model kit by Trumpeter? It looks amazing. I have seen it. Actually, I've seen the box in person. There is a hobby shop in Baton Rouge that has that. It has the, I guess the fictional USS Louisiana that I told you about, and a few others that I want. The problem is they're all like 200 something dollars a piece. So, you know, I can only do so afford that so many times. Wonder if the train cars have been preserved. Um, that is a good question, Matt. I honestly am not sure on that. If there's a I mean, we have, railroad museums throughout the United States. I would imagine they have them in Ireland too. Maybe they have one there. If I'm not back, have a good stream. No worries, Nathan. We're not going to be live too much longer anyway. But as long as we've got folks chatting and participating, I don't mind going over an hour. But yeah, well, I absolutely did see that model, and I would love to have that model. I was actually looking at pictures of the ship today. The Trumpeter Texas kit on Amazon is like $80 to $100. Really? Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that because I've only ever seen it at the hobby shop in Baton Rouge. So I just I didn't think to check for it online. I just assumed that was the price across the board. But if you're saying it's 80 to 100 on Amazon, I'm definitely going to give that a look. Because I've got that New Orleans I need to build. I'm going to be buying the Fletcher class tomorrow to make into the USS Kidd. There is a fellow model builder that lives near me. He's got a Titanic that I'm going to buy from him, and it's going to blow this one here completely out the water. I mean, it's down where it's one of those kits where it's like a level 5 or whatever. It's got all the photo etching, all that stuff into it. So that's on the top of the list. I do want the USS Texas. I want the USS Louisiana. Um, I had to make a list of all the ones that I wanted because there's quite a few. Trumpeter is also making a well, supposedly Trumpeter is going to be making a 1 to 200 version and a 1 to 700 version of Titanic's two sister ships. Um, I've been seeing that talked about for quite a while in Titanic Honor and Glory's Discord, which is that's the game we're watching here. If those happen, those two immediately jump to the top of the list because I am dying to have the three Olympians all together, and I may end up buying a two actually of the Olympic because I would like to have the Olympic as the passenger ocean liner, which is what she was, but also as the HMT Olympic, and have that paint scheme of how she was painted when she was a troop ship in World War One. So you say you've been subscribed to them for a while, so you know that I'm a big history nerd, so I don't have to tell you that. Man, I never get tired of looking at this ship. But that's going to be another great thing about when the Grand Voyage game comes out. It's not going to be just Titanic. We're going to have all kinds of ocean liners we can look at. We're going to have airships that we can look at too. Um, I am so excited about that game when it comes out because it's everything I would want. Yeah, that's cool. Olympic and Britannic deserve some nice models. Right? Tell me about it. I've never seen anyone make a model of Britannic. Revell did do a model of Olympic, I want to say in 2013, but it they didn't make it for very long. It was a 1 to 700 model. It's been discontinued. I have been trying for the better part of a year now to find this model. I've searched eBay, I've searched Amazon. I've got people. Uh, we have a local modeling building club that I'm in, and people in that group that have connections, they've been searching for me as well. And man, it's just not there. Nobody can find it at all. So what I ended up doing, and you can probably see it behind me, I bought this 3D print of Britannic. And you can see it actually looks pretty good for a 3D model. Now, I did make some changes, or well, not changes, but mods to it. I painted the anchor chains black. I painted the crow's nest white. I painted the capstans gold because just to give it just a slight more bit of authenticity. Um, I thought about buying Titanic models and converting them to to the sister ships. The problem with Britannic is, Britannic is the most glaringly different of the two, right? So, you've got the gantry davits, you've got the morgue that's on the stern. The well deck in the back is enclosed. It's got a deck above it. So there's way more differences to Britannic than there were Olympic and Titanic. Um, I don't think making an Olympic model would be as difficult because, I mean, really, the main, most obvious difference, as you probably know, is right along the A deck promenade, where as Titanic, it's enclosed right here. On Olympic, it's completely open. I mean, that's really the only glaring difference between the two. Okay, as soon as the stream's over, I'm going to check out your link there in Discord. So yeah, that's the closest I felt that I could come to of getting a Britannic model. Um, I'm going to keep holding out, and oh, I must have got it backwards. We're looking at the. Are we looking at North Carolina club? We're looking at the North Carolina class again. I didn't realize they put more North Carolina footage behind the Titanic footage for this week. But yeah, I'm going to keep holding out hope that Trumpeter will in fact do those models. I just hope they do the 1 to 700s because I really don't have the room for the 1 to 200s. But if they only do the 1 to 200s, then I'm gonna find room for them because I have to have all three Olympians. I have to. It's a need. It's it's not a want. It's a need. But I'm also, so while waiting on other ocean liner models to come out, I've been concentrating on all the naval vessels that I want. So I've got North Carolina, I've got Missouri, I've got that New Orleans I'm going to build. I'm going to build the Kid. The Texas is on my list. The Alabama is on my list because I've been to the Alabama a few times. She is an amazing ship. If you've never been, I don't know where in Texas you're at, but if you're like in eastern Texas, it's probably wouldn't be too bad of a drive for you to make it out to Mobile, and you get to tour the USS Drum at the same time, which is a submarine. Hopefully they will. Right? Yeah, I agree. Let's see. My biggest hope is that at some point Trumpeter makes a model of USS Arkansas. I am not familiar with the Arkansas. What class of battleship was the Arkansas? See, the ones I'm most familiar with are the Iowas, the North Carolinas, the South Dakotas. I'm familiar with the Arizona, of course. I do not know the rest of the Arizona's class. I know the Arizona was a Pennsylvania class. I don't remember what other ships were in that class. Okay, Wyoming class. Okay. I'm kind of familiar with the Wyoming class. We took a torpedo head on and on the port side. I actually have the Wyoming class in warships, so I can record some footage of me playing the Wyoming class and use that on future streams. She was the oldest U.S. dreadnought battleship in the U.S. Navy during World War II. Nice. That is really cool. I'm going to have to read up on that ship. But shouldn't I wonder if the Texas was retired before or after World War II. Obviously, she served in World War One. I don't know at what point the Texas became a museum ship, although I'm sure you would probably know the answer to that. I'm thinking that's got me the Arkansas here's got me thinking about the Aquitania. Um, Aquitania served in both World Wars. I want to say she was a troop ship in World War II. She was the last four-funneled ocean liner in existence. Let's see. She was sadly nuked during Operation Crossroads. Wow. Yikes. I definitely got to do some reading up on the Arkansas. I wonder. Okay, now I was just thinking. I wonder if there's a model of it, but you're saying you hope at some point Trumpeter will make it. Trumpeter, they do seem to. I find Trumpeter makes more ships than anyone else. So hopefully we'll both get our wish at some point. We can, because if I could get a model of that ship, I would put that in my collection as well. That's fascinating. I got to read up on that ship. Oh, we played all of our footage right there. We're going to stay on just for a few minutes longer. Of course, I'm not going to play this whole thing again. That would be another hour and something. Arkansas served with Texas at D-Day. Wow, that's incredible. That is really incredible. Okay, I definitely got to read up about that ship. And see, there it is again. I mean, we're restarting the footage. You look over there in the back by the Statue of Liberty. That almost looks like the Queen Mary sailing into New York. And again, I know I've already said it, but I can't wait for Grand Voyage because if I know him, I am fairly certain he's going to put the Queen Mary in his game. Man, it's awesome to be able to have someone to be able to talk some ship history with here. All right, so I think we'll go just maybe 5 more minutes or so, and then I'm gonna go ahead and call it a wrap for this week. We'll look at the Iowa for a bit longer. Now, that's one thing. I do want to. Well, although I have a copy of the Missouri here, I'm a huge fan of warships. Well, man, I, warships are my thing as well. Of course, I especially love the battleships, but I can talk any type of warships. But yeah, here's my Missouri, and this is one of the first models that I built, and I'm not exactly in love with the job that I did on this particular model. So I'm going to do another one at some point, and another thing, I can go on and on about these things. Yes, so can I. We're going to have a lot of good conversation in the Discord. But it's one of these waterline models. It does not have the propellers. I do not like waterline models. I did not realize at the time uh, that there was even such a thing as like a waterline model. I just wrongly assumed that any model ship you bought automatically came with the propellers and everything on it. And you can obviously see I was wrong about that. And my SS United States model is also like that. In fact, I'll go grab the big U and show you real quick. Yeah, so here is my SS United States, Big U. I don't know if you're familiar with this ship, but she is the fastest ocean liner that was ever built, and she was one of the last ocean liners to ever serve. She does still exist, but she's in pretty poor shape. She needs restoration big time. But yeah, waterline model here, no rudder, no propeller. It's the only model of the ship that I could find, so I had no choice but to buy this model. And I did a pretty good job on this model, at least I think I did. For someone who I think this was probably my third or fourth model that I built. Um, but yeah, having one with all the props on it is it's something I want. Man says, gotta make one of them float and remote control one day. I don't know about that. That might be beyond my skill level. You did an amazing job. Well, thank you. And Wolf says, I'm familiar with the SS United States. Awesome. I actually made a donation to the ship a few months ago. I'm a strong proponent of preserving as many ships as we can preserve. And considering she is the fastest ocean liner ever built, she's an American ship. Yes, she may not be a warship, but she's an American ship. Um, I would love to see her restored and be able to go tour her. I'm going to go, truthfully, I would like to go to Philadelphia because that's where she's moored. Even if I can't tour the ship, just go see the ship in person. Like I want to see it that bad. And I'm the person who would be stupid enough to make a trip from Louisiana to Philadelphia just to do that. But yeah, I'm super excited about the possibility of seeing the Texas. I tell you, the USS Alabama is very high on my list of ships to build as well. Well, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and probably call it right here. We've been about 15 minutes longer than normal. We had some great discussion here tonight. Thanks everyone for popping in and talking. Wolf, welcome to the Discord server. I'm thrilled to have you with us, man. I'm looking forward to having some good discussions with you. Bean says Pennsylvania is the worst place I've ever been. Well, I've never been to Pennsylvania, and I don't. I only have to go to Philly just to see the ship, and that would be my ultimate goal for going. Uh, besides, my light is dying out anyway, so I guess I have no choice but to wrap it up here. Trumper has a 1 to 700 and 1 to 350 of the Alabama. Yeah, I may go with the 1 to 350 Alabama just because I love that ship too, and I would love to have one that's got more detail in it than what the 700 would have. Cool. Take it easy, Wolf, and thanks again for stopping by. We do this every Friday night, 7 o'clock Central Time. So I'll run through the schedule real quick of when the content for the channel comes out. All times are Central Standard Time. Every day, Monday through Friday, we have a quiz question of the day, which is usually ship related at 9 o'clock a.m. We have a random poll of the day that could be about any number of different things, and those come out at 10 o'clock every morning. Video shorts of the day come out Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock. And the video of the week comes out every Friday morning at 7 o'clock. Live streams, and that's 7 a.m. actually. Live streams are every Friday evening for 1 hour at 7 p.m. You're catching me as I'm wrapping it up, Nathan. But I'm gonna be on Discord as soon as I'm done wrapping up here. That way I can check and see what you guys are talking about. Argue with Bean some more about Halloween Kills, or no, excuse me, Halloween 2018, and whatever else you guys are talking about. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I appreciate all the support you can provide, and until the next time, drive safely.